Hi, welcome to my video. My name is Linda and I would like to share with you a digital budget planner on the Numbers app that I'm sharing on Facebook groups for free. It's something that I have developed to suit my own personal needs, but I am more than happy to share this with you and for you to adapt to use for your own purposes, obviously not to sell and move on. But if it benefits you, then that makes me really happy. I've been budgeting since the 1st of February and I just felt that I needed something visually to see where all my money was going, and this just fits the bill perfectly, and I hope it does for you too. What I'm going to share with you today is how to use my planner. Now, I will put a link to the free copy of it, which I've put into Dropbox. Feel free to just follow the link, download and use to your own purposes. First of all, click on that first button on the left-hand, the tab on the left-hand side. We go into the introduction. That's just a little bit about me and the purpose behind the reasons why I've made this digital planner. On the little green area where it says introduction, there's a little padlock that just tells you that the content in it is all locked. You can unlock it. It's really easy to unlock, and if you tap on something, just press the unlock. But I thought for convenience it saves you accidentally deleting anything. The same with the dashboard. It has a padlock because everything in it is locked. If you want to unlock, you have to press the unlock button. However, this dashboard purely takes information from the whole of the spreadsheet. So really you don't want to adjust this. It's a very simple Excel type of data. And all the formulas I've used that are the simplest ever, because I just want to make my life easy, and because I'm sharing with you now, I want to make your life easy. Let's just have a quick look at the yearly dashboard. So I've left the year dashboard free so that you can actually put the year in. Then let's have a look at these three boxes. We've got the income, we've got expenses, and we've got savings. And then we've got income minus expenses, what is left. That does not include your low priority sinking funds or your savings challenges. It's purely the important expenses that have to be paid for you to survive and live. All right, I've put the graphs in just because I'm a visual learner and it pleases me to see the difference between predicted and actual. Then over to the right here, what we've got is every single item that is in the planner, A through to H, this is their totals so that you can see at a glance what's going on and where. And then I've just done a little donut ring to share so that you can see percentages of all your ins and outs, etc. And at the bottom is a full overview of all the income and the expenses of every single category for the year. And that basically is the dashboard. Really don't need to touch it, it's visual only. So whenever I open, I always go straight here just to see what's going on and where I am. What we're going to do first is look at the editing overview, and this is your main editing page. This is where you put all your titles, all your figures, and then you leave it alone unless of course a figure changes and you have to alter it. Then the yearly tracker and the blank wallets will run themselves in effect. Right, let's have a little look then. Remember, you can't edit any of the black data. If you do, it will make a big impact on other pages. I've put 3 examples for you, but you can add to that. Let's just put testing for video purposes. And we can put in a figure. The blacks we don't want to touch, the blues we can. So let's put in another income of £500 per month. Now, the thing that you ought to be aware of is the categories are such because they suit my needs. Don't forget, this is a database that I'm sharing with you that's purely for my own personal needs. Feel free to alter it and change it to suit yours. However, I just felt that it was important that you knew that this suits me. And I'm sharing it with you. So there we are. Underneath, we've got 2 blanks. Now, we don't need to put anything in there if we're not using it. We can just put little dashes to say we're not using, so that's fine. Now, if we go to the yearly tracker and we look at the income boxes, you'll see that, there we are. We've got all the titles that we need, testing for video purposes, and we've got the average monthly. Okay, so if we go back to editing overview, the way that you can see formulas, if you tap on a black one and then double tap it quickly, you can see there's a formula on the bottom left there. And if you tap on the formula button, it will take you to where that data is coming from. And this tells me that it's taking the information from the yearly column and it's dividing it by 52. And that's because it's 52 weeks in a year. So that becomes the weekly amount. Okay, then if we come out of that and we tap on the yearly, the formula on that one is telling us that it's taken it from the monthly average and it's multiplying by 12 because we know that there is 12 months in a year. So it's that simple. All right, moving on then, variable expenses. Now, a variable expense in my world is something that I'm going to use day in, day out, something that will change daily and alter. However, the amount that I want to use in that purpose, for that purpose, will stay the same. So I've put that I will spend groceries £100. Please feel free to alter it. You might just use 60, make it your own. Fuel, £25 a week. Actually at the moment, because we've got a full tank, it's £10 I'm stashing. Coffee, lunches and daily extras. So anything that you think that you will use on a week in, week out process, that's what you put in there. High priority sinking funds. The high priority means that you have to budget for it because it's something that might crop up once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, quarterly. But this is where I always fall down. It's on these types of things. I forget they're coming. Fictitious amounts, obviously. It's easier to manage the yearly because you tend to get a bill for the year. Like the water rates, it's £400 a year, thereabouts. What I tend to do, like water rates, if you double tap on it, you can add when. And I put this in January and July because it helps me on my yearly tracker. I put a little line through it to say, yeah, that one's paid, so now I've got to look forward to the July one. Have I saved enough? So it's a way of seeing ahead. Then moving on up, I have a savings category because I like it to be independent so that I can monitor it independently. Then we have fixed expenses. Now the fixed expenses, these are the expenses that are direct debits that go out of your account and generally have to be paid on time. Then we've got a debit, loans, credit cards, etc. So I've put here that the total on the credit card is on the right hand side, and the centre one, the average monthly, is your minimum amount. Now you can change this. So let's say your minimum amount that you want to pay is 100. It's entirely up to you. That's just the amount that you're budgeting for on an average monthly basis. Right, okay, and then we end up with the overview area here. We've got the income from each category, the weekly, the average, and the monthly and the yearly. And I've deducted all expenses that we've just discussed. So every single expense that we are obliged to pay for by direct debit or to survive, I've added and I've deducted. And this figure here, this leftover figure, is what we can put into sinking funds. This is the money that makes our life comfortable. This is the niceties in life. And I've got things like, you can save for emergencies. So I know lots of people want to save a month in advance. Well, that's where you would put this. Birthday gifts, family fun, home. I love to craft, so I would put crafting in here too. And I would give myself a weekly budget. Okay. And then at the bottom, you'll see your figure is, I've currently got £50 a week, £217 a month. And that is well within the average monthly that I can have. All right. It's really important that you don't go over this figure when you're doing your spends. Otherwise, you'll go overdrawn and you'll end up in a pickle. At the bottom, I've got a little area which I use for my savings challenges. And this is the ones I'm doing currently and how much I intend to save every week. And that is the editing overview. All your figures in here will make an impact on the yearly tracker and the blank wallets. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you do use it, give me a thumbs up, even like my videos. I'd be really, really happy. Thanks for watching.